So the first thing that you're going to want to do at the home screen, you're just going to go right over to the download center. Once you get here, you're just going to go ahead and press search. So then you're going to search whatever school you want to make, whatever guy that you specifically want to make. We're going to make Doug Flutie, so I'm going to search up Boston College. So you might have to use like some keywords, like so here I actually just typed in Boston, and I found the team I want. A big thing you want to do is make sure you preview the jerseys just to make sure that they look the way you want to look. These ones are a little bit not quite what I would like them to look like, but this will work just fine for what we're trying to do here. So then you're just going to press download. So once you actually get your team downloaded and everything like that from the Creation Center, you're going to go back to the home screen, press Dynasty, start, and then you got to make sure you go with the Cloud Multi-User. This is so you can import your team builder that you selected. And then I would go with default roster. That seems to work pretty well, so I would stick with that. Then once you get to your little setup here, you'll just go to import team builder. And for us, we selected Boston College. They're in the ACC, so we'll just keep it just like that. And then we'll go down and we will select Boston College from our creation. You do want to use the team builder roster, so you'll do that. Then you'll just back out. You can set up your dynasty however you want, and then you'll just press advance. Once you press advance, you'll just go down to your team that you want, select that. You can be the head coach, whatever you'd like to do, and then you'll just go ahead and move into your dynasty. So when you're actually importing your team, just be patient. It might take a little bit to start that thing up, especially, importing the jerseys and the players that, whoever made the roster created. So once you actually get into this thing, you're going to go over to the roster under the team section, press view roster, and then so like we said, we want to make Doug Flutie. So we'll just go to quarterback, and the one thing you can't do with this is you actually cannot edit their face. So you kind of have to tinker around with it a little bit to get the look that you want. So right as we started, we can already see 22 is not available. That's what Doug Flutie was. So all that means is you have to go and find who is currently number 22 on the roster. Whatever offensive player, it looks like it's this guy, and you can actually just change his number to then be able to get the number you want for your created player. So very simple way to get those numbers to kind of match up for you. So then as you kind of start creating your guy, you can adjust the height. Flutie was obviously a little bit of a shorter quarterback, so you can dumb that thing down a little bit, and then you can change like the arm size, leg size, all that stuff. And then when you go to gear, you want to try and make this thing look as accurate as possible. So obviously with Doug Flutie, an old school football player, kind of played back in the day, so he's not going to have as much swag as some of the newer cats do nowadays. You can change those things. You can adjust the jersey to look kind of how it looked back in the day with that baggier look like so. And then you can change all the other gear that you want as well. Another cool thing you can do, especially with if you're making older players, you can adjust the pad size. So back in the day, obviously, they kind of wore bigger pads, so you can change that to make that look a little bit more realistic as well. So as you can see, we got Doug Flutie in the game. Now, again, it's not going to be exact. It doesn't look exactly like him, but this is the closest thing you can get to kind of playing with whatever player you want without actually having to go through like Road to Glory and grinding, to get the stats up and everything. You can adjust all of that stuff in here too. So if we go over to ratings, you can just go ahead and max out everything you want. So if you just want to have a fun time playing with an old school football player, you can do that just like this. Boost whatever stats you want, make them as good as you can possibly make them. So then as you see, when we go into an actual practice or a game or whatever, it doesn't exactly look like Doug Flutie, but it's the closest thing you can get to kind of having fun and doing that. Just a really easy, simple way to have a little bit more fun in NCAA 25.